Welcome back to Menopause Reimagined, the podcast where modern science meets timeless wisdom. I'm Swati Madan, registered nutritionist, functional medicine practitioner, and founder of Nutrilogy. Over the past 4 episodes, we have explored why menopause needs reimagining, how science and wisdom can work together, how to listen to your body's changing needs, and how midlife often becomes a time of releasing the roles that no longer fit. Today, we are returning back to body because I believe one of the greatest misconceptions about menopause is this: that aging inevitably means becoming weaker, that slowing down is unavoidable, that muscle loss, frailty, and declining health are simply part of getting older. But science tells us a much more hopeful story. While change is inevitable, decline is not. Many of the things we fear most about aging are not caused by age alone. They're influenced by how we nourish, move, and care for our bodies throughout midlife. Today's episode is all about strength. Not just physical strength, but the kind of strength that allows you to travel in your 70s, play with your grandchildren in your 80s, remain independent in your 90s. Strength is not about just looking younger, it's about living better. A few years ago, I worked with a woman in her early 50s. She came to me because she had gained weight around her middle area. Her energy was very low, she felt frustrated despite eating less and exercising more. Nothing seemed to work. She said something I hear surprisingly often. "I just want to lose weight." That's what she said. So I asked her a different question. I said, "What do you want your body to be able to do 20 years from now?" She paused because no one had ever asked her this question. Eventually she smiled and said, "I'd like to be able to travel the world with my husband without worrying whether I can keep up." Suddenly the conversation changed. We stopped talking about shrinking her body and started talking about building her future. That conversation transformed not only her health, but her mindset as well. We've been asking the wrong question probably. For decades, women have been taught to ask, "How do I lose weight?" But perhaps the better question would be, "How do I build a body that will carry me through the next 40 years?" Because weight alone tells us very little about health. 2 women can weigh exactly the same. One may have strong muscles, healthy bones, and excellent metabolic health. The other may have very little muscle and be at much greater risk of falls, fractures, and insulin resistance. So health isn't simply about the number on the scales. It's about what the body is made of. Let's talk about what happens during menopause. As estrogen declines, several important changes begin to occur. Muscle protein synthesis becomes less efficient. Women gradually lose lean muscle mass because if they have not actually maintained it, bone turnover increases, which can reduce bone density. Recovery from exercise may take longer. Body fat distribution often shifts towards the middle area. Insulin sensitivity can change. None of this means that women are destined to become weak. It just means that the body now requires a different support. So midlife is not the time to stop challenging the body. It's the time to challenge it wisely. And there's an organ we don't usually talk about enough, and that's called muscle. Because when people actually think about muscle, they think about appearance. But do you know muscle is one of the most metabolically active tissue in the body? It helps to regulate the blood glucose. It supports healthy metabolism. It helps protect bones. It helps to improve the balance. It supports mobility. It can reduce the risk of falls. It can even influence the healthy aging as well. And some of the researchers now describe muscle almost as an organ of longevity. Every time you build muscle, you're investing in your future. Remember that. You're creating a reserve, a buffer, a form of biological resilience. So when we look at nature, we see that resilience isn't about rigidity. The strongest tree isn't the one that never bends. It's the one that bends without breaking. The same is true for human body. Resilience isn't about avoiding stress altogether. Our bodies actually need the right kind of challenge. Movement, resistance, walking, lifting, climbing, carrying stuff. These challenges tell the body that stay strong, you still need it to be able to do these things. Without those signals, the body actually might just gradually let the strength to go away, because biologically, the body adapts to what we ask of it. If you've ever visited places known for healthy aging, you will notice something very interesting. In many traditional communities, older adults rarely exercise the way we think about it today. Instead, they keep moving. They'll do the gardening, they'll walk, they'll carry groceries, they'll cook, they'll climb stairs, play with their grandchildren, work in the community. So movement remains woven in the everyday life. Research from longevity regions around the world consistently highlights regular daily movement as one of the common characteristics of healthy aging. Perhaps movement doesn't have to be perfect. It simply needs to remain part of our life. One thing I've noticed is that women often feel guilty about taking time to exercise. I've heard women come to me and say, I don't have time. Everyone else comes first. Maybe next year. But I wonder, what if strength isn't something we're doing for ourselves alone? Have you ever thought about that? What if it's also one of the greatest gifts we can give to the people we love? Because maintaining strength means maintaining independence. And independence is one of the greatest forms of freedom. Physical resilience matters, but emotional resilience matters too. Resilience doesn't mean never feeling overwhelmed. It doesn't mean always coping with things. It doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. Real resilience is the ability to recover, to adapt, to ask for help, to change course when needed. Modern neuroscience tells us that resilience isn't a personality trait we're born with. It's something we can strengthen over time, much like a muscle. Many wisdom traditions speak about midlife stage as a transition from external strength to internal strength. Earlier in life, many women focus on achievement, building careers, raising families, meeting expectations, fertility. Midlife often asks different questions. Where should my energy go? What truly matters now? What deserves my attention? This isn't about becoming less ambitious. It's about becoming more intentional. So what does strength really look like? Perhaps strength today means going to bed earlier instead of staying up to finish one more task. Saying no without guilty. Lifting weights instead of chasing another restrictive diet. Eating enough protein instead of skipping the meals. Taking a walk because it helps your mind, not because you need to burn calories. Booking the health appointment you've been postponing. Asking for support. Choosing yourself occasionally. These acts may not look very dramatic, but they're deeply powerful. I worked with a woman who had spent 30 years trying to become smaller. Smaller clothes, smaller portions, smaller space. One day, she said, for the first time in my life, I'm no longer trying to become smaller. I'm trying to become stronger. That sentence captured everything. Strength changes the conversation. It shifts the goal from appearance to capability, from fear to confidence, from limitation to possibility. And at Menopause Reimagined, we don't see strength as a luxury. We see it as one of the foundations of healthy aging, because strength supports almost everything else. Healthy bones, healthy metabolism, better balance, improved confidence, greater independence, and perhaps most importantly, the freedom to keep living the life you choose. I would love to leave you with a simple question. Imagine yourself 20 years from now. She's standing in front of you. She's healthy, she's strong, she's independent, she's full of life. What decisions would she thank you for making today? Perhaps it's joining a strength class. Perhaps it's eating breakfast instead of skipping it. Perhaps it's taking your health seriously for the first time in years. Remember, everything we do today becomes part of the woman we become tomorrow. If there's one message I'd like you to take away from today's episode, it's this. Menopause isn't asking you to become smaller. It's asking you to become stronger and wiser. Stronger in the body, stronger in boundaries, stronger in self-belief, stronger in how you care for yourself. Because strength isn't about lifting the heaviest weights. It's about building a body and a life that allows you to keep saying yes to the things that matters the most to you. So before we finish today, I'd love to invite you to become part of the Menopause Reimagined community. This is more than a podcast, remember. It's a movement to change the conversation around menopause, from one of confusion and survival to one of knowledge, confidence, and possibility. Whether you are navigating perimenopause, menopause, or simply preparing for the years ahead, you'll find a community of women learning, sharing, and supporting one another through this transition. If you'd like to continue the journey with me, you can join our Menopause Reimagined community. Explore our educational programs, workshops, and events. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's episode, I'll be so grateful if you could follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with another woman who might need to hear this conversation. Remember, together we can reimagine what menopause looks and feels like for ourselves and for future generations. In the next episode, we'll explore one of the most overlooked foundations of women's health: rest, rhythm, and the nervous system. We'll discuss why so many women find that they can no longer push through in midlife, what science tells us about sleep, stress, and nervous system during menopause, and how both modern science and timeless wisdom points us towards the same idea, that recovery isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity. Until next time, take care of your body, invest in your strength, and remember, the strongest years of your life may still be ahead of you. Remember, modern science gives us knowledge, timeless wisdom gives us perspective. Together, they help us to flourish. Until next time, keep reimagining what menopause can be. Take care.